Hello and welcome to The Elegant Life. Today's video is so special. Why? Because we finally surpassed 1,000 subscribers. Yay! Now, why is this so special? Well, when I started this YouTube channel and my website, The Elegant Life, back in 2016, all I had was just the spiritual teachings and the abilities gifted to me during a very profound spiritual experience, and was told by the divine to share them and get them out there. So I didn't know how this was all going to work. I didn't even comprehend what was going to happen. And we have grown into a community of women all over the world that is amazing. High first class type women who would identify as being spiritual, yet have done all that kind of spiritual reading and knowledge and work, and then find me and say, what's the next level, Erin? Because maybe you identify this whole channel and all my teachings and all my services are about showing you exactly how to live and manifest with more elegance, with more ease, from your feminine energy and full of feminine confidence. That takes a special woman to get to a point where she is ready to receive these teachings. So if you're here, high five to you for preparing yourself to be ready to receive these special, special teachings. And if you haven't subscribed, but this sounds great to you, if you feel like, wow, that sounds like exactly what I want, please do think of subscribing, because it's not a vanity number. It is truly the ability for YouTube to help spread my message to the right kind of women. It helps them find the ideal women. I'm not interested in just finding anybody for vanity's sake. I want the right women who can be served by these high-level elite spiritual teachings. What I did over on Instagram was I said, ladies, if we were all sitting around a beautiful table in Provence, sipping on a glass of rosé, what would you ask me? What have you always been curious about? And I got some gorgeous questions. So today, that's what I'm going to do to celebrate. I'm going to ask the questions that you've been wanting to hear. You'll get to know a little bit about me personally, a little bit more about spiritual teachings perhaps. So let's dive in now. So the first question that came in was, what are your favorite podcasts and YouTube channels that you watch and listen to, Erin? So I would say for the YouTube channels, these are ones that I literally wait for every week. So the CHATEAU Diaries, I love it. You can go check it out. I won't go into what it's all about, but just go check it out. It is so good. And I leave feeling amazing every single time I finish watching an episode. The next one, I am so enriched by this YouTube channel. It is the Diary of a CEO. This is by a gentleman named Stephen Bartlett. He is the best interviewer ever. He brings on stunning, interesting guests, most of them entrepreneurs, but not all. And I'm someone that my favorite genre is, I guess you could say it's personal growth, but also autobiographies. Like, I adore autobiographies. So when you're listening to his interviews, you are getting things at a level I've not seen anywhere else. And next one, there's two ladies that I watch like every single week. Lydia, Elise, MILLEN, and the fashion MUMBLER. These two ladies live in the UK. Both of them live in homes that are a little bit more in the countryside. They adore food the way I adore food. They enjoy long country walks the way I do. They love home interior. They have somewhat of a similar style to my clothing likes, I guess. I love the content that they share. It really resonates with me. So go check them out. By the way, I'll put all of the links to all of these channels down below. This is back to my Canadian roots, house and home. When I was in Canada and I was a school teacher, loving home design, I used to have a subscription to the House and Home magazine, and I created a folder. I would tear pages out, and I didn't know how that was ever going to happen, because the house that I really wanted was more like a Victorian style house. I thought, do we have to move to like maybe Quebec or Toronto to have some of a style like that? No, we went straight to the source, and I still have a Victorian house that is completely decorated exactly the way I had torn out those pages. So I still love watching their YouTube channel. And if I would say podcasts, the Diary of a CEO is a podcast as well. I just prefer watching it on YouTube. The other one I really, really adore is Deliciously Ella. I love the content. It's all about health and wellness. Beautiful. And another one, I really enjoy this woman from the UK. The way she interviews, her podcast is called How to Fail. And she gets all kinds of people on there, and they talk about their biggest failures in life. And I love this because you know that I'm always talking about, we all go through things, but what did you learn from it? How did you get better because of that? How did you grow? What do you have now that you didn't have before because of that? That's the elegant perspective that I'm always talking about. And I just adore hearing people's honest stories of their failures and how they grew and learned from it. It's a beautiful way to remind yourself to keep looking for that elegant perspective in your own life. So thank you for that question. Loved it. Next question. You always speak of our abilities and possibilities of our future. But what do you desire for your future, Erin? Again, I love this question. I have two things that I desire more of in my future. More pleasure, more joy and happiness. Those two things I just want to continue expanding. Now, some of the things in the pleasure area, that's kind of the worldly things. For example, I do see myself having a home in the Cotswolds. I do want to design an architectural, stunning home here in Turkey, exactly where I am now. I mean, I have this beautiful home, but it's a smaller summer home. And so this is a grand thing that my husband and I have planned. Now, for the joy part, serving even more women with the Elegant Life teachings gives me so much joy, I cannot even tell you. And I just want to serve even more women. One of the main ways that I do that is via the Elegant Art to Feminine Confidence lifestyle program. Seriously, I'm on a high almost every single day because of that. So that is something I just want to expand. But one of the other things that I tremendously want to help, actually two things that my husband and I have as goals to do before we leave this planet. One, create our own forest, one that is beautiful, that people can enjoy and connect back with nature to help the planet. That's something that is huge for us. And the second one, I've had a soft spot for single moms for a very long time. And I really have a lot of things that are coming together to support them in a very beautiful, empowering, but profound way. So those are the kind of things that I'm just looking forward to so very much. Next question says, Erin, what time do you wake up in the morning? I feel like I need 2 hours to get everything done in an ideal morning routine. So how long does it take you? This is a bit of a tricky one for me because I have curated my morning routine to be exactly what I've always dreamed of. And that is slow, leisurely flowing compared to what it used to be when this was only a dream. Like I never knew how in the world it was going to be possible for me to live what I live now. Didn't have any clue. So instead of hitting the snooze button 10 times and rushing around and racing to work so I could get there on time, now my body in the summertime wakes me up about 7, and in the wintertime it's waking me up about 8. The first thing I do is my movement, and then I do my energy and body balancing, and then I make breakfast for my kids. I kind of spend some time with them, and after that I get ready, I do my meditation, and then I start my work. So either that's serving clients or it's creating video content here. There's so many different things that I do on a daily basis, a weekly basis. So that's my routine, but I have curated it to be that way. Now, when I have clients that are in different time zones, for example, I have many clients who are in Australia. So I need to have those client calls a little bit earlier in the day. So what do I kind of remove nothing. But all I do is I shrink the amount of time. So I will do a shorter movement routine. I will do a shorter meditation. And if I feel like later I'll do a longer one, I do. Those things are non-negotiables for me though, because A, they support my physical well-being, my mental well-being, my emotional well-being, my spiritual well-being, and I can show up for my clients more profoundly than I would if I didn't do any of that stuff. So I really say, don't discount anything, just shorten maybe the time that you do all of your morning routine things. And the final question was, how do you align yourself when you live in a family with a non-supportive partner who is also the father of your child, and you have some health issues and no personal income? This is a difficult one. This is a really difficult one because it is so important to feel supported by your partner. And this is not an easy short answer that I can give you. But one of the things that I always say is we have to start with us first. You have to start with yourself first, because whatever you feel about yourself dictates what is in your outer reality. So if you have worthiness issues, it's really about creating as much of your ideal life that you can internally. How high is your confidence level? How much do you have your spiritual routines and rituals locked in to support you? What are your top values in life? Do you know those? How are you living in your life? How are you showing up? That is the most key thing. Then, once you know that you're good, and you don't have to be perfect, okay? You don't have to be perfect. But if you know, I love myself, basically. I know what I want out of life. I know what I want. I know what I deserve. I know my value. Then that comes the part that you've heard me talk about before, and you need to be brave and courageous. And that means making some interesting decisions that are in alignment with your values, your wants, your desires. Are there things you have said that you would do, or that you should do, or that you want to do that you haven't done? Do those things first. Get yourself okay. And then that will allow you to have enough personal power to make the courageous decision, to make the decisions and choices that you need to make to live more in harmony. Sometimes, some women need to get a job that is not going to fill their soul and light up their world, but it's going to provide an income for now. And then, slowly but surely, with support and help from family or friends, you will get on your feet, and that will help. So again, I'm never giving advice. I'm just giving you some things to question about yourself and your life and your current choices and decisions, okay? Thank you so incredibly much for being a subscriber, for coming back every single week and just being the type of woman you are. Go out there and make it an elegant day and a week, and I will see you next time.